10 reasons why Macs are great for people just getting into computers. Let's go. Hey, what's up? Welcome back. So today I wanted to do a video on 10 reasons why Macs are great choices for people that may not be so savvy with computers. You know, if there's a lot of people out there that might be, computer, scared, or they don't use a lot of computers. It could be your mom or, someone, your aunt or someone. And maybe, they're just getting into computers. They want to start using computers now. I know it's very few people in the world left that don't use too many of them. But people, why do Macs make a great first computer for people? Why are they easy to use? What are the things that actually I think people can pick up really quickly on them versus maybe a PC? Now, granted, there's arguments. PCs might be, technically more powerful, I guess, when you want to tweak or do stuff like tinkering. But at the end of the day, why do Macs, why are they good choices for people that are either switching maybe from a PC that are just have to figure it out, or even just people that have never really used computers that strongly, or they're just getting into wanting to use computers more. So what makes Macs really a good choice there? Let's find out. I'm going to go through 10 of them really quickly here, and let me know what you think at the end of the video. Thanks. Macs are easier to buy than PCs, and let me explain. So when you go on shopping for a PC, there's going to be literally hundreds of different manufacturers. There's going to be different graphics cards and different types of RAM speed and everything else in between. Now granted, there's some cases here with Apple. Here's the Apple page, but if you're buying an Apple, you know pretty much what the price should be, and it's not going to deviate too much from that, so you can't really, basically get screwed by buying something that's really not what you need. Also, if you go to the website, like up here, let's just say we're looking at a Mac or something, so let's say, or an iMac, I'm sorry. You can basically have to go in here, and you can go to the buy page here, and when you're buying an Apple computer, first you figure out if you want a laptop or if you want a desktop, and there's not that many different choices, obviously. And then you have to pick the size. So let's just say we want a 21 inch. But if you go down, you can take a look at the pricing. Now there's going to be difference in graphics cards and RAM and stuff also. But at the end of the day, you're getting a fairly, at least the deal is going to be very similar to what you get at Best Buy or some other some other company that might be selling Apple computers. With the PC industry, it's completely different. I mean, there's gaming PCs, there's PCs people put together themselves, there's ones made by Lenovo. There's just so many different options that you can be overwhelmed. So I think Macs are definitely easier to buy if that's definitely one of the cases, I think, especially if you talk to an Apple rep. You can run Windows on your Mac. So if you're in between, you can always buy a Mac and then run Windows. Now this might be changing on the newer versions with the new Apple Silicon, but for now you can do that. So you can either install Windows, Boot Camp, which is one option to do it, and that's very easy. Obviously, this is Apple's webpage. You can read all about that if you want to do that. There's also other options out there like Parallels. That's actually another. It's basically kind of a virtual assistant that actually will run Windows as well. So you can take a look at that as well. But on a PC, it's not that easy, and that's one of the reasons why, if you buy a Mac, you can always go back and run Windows off of it, which is a big plus. The Apple ecosystem. So when you buy into Apple, you're really buying into the ecosystem, and what that basically means is the watches and the MacBook Pro and maybe your iMac and your phone and everything else, they all work together and they all are able to communicate with each other. So if you save something one place in the cloud, it goes to the other one, and you can back up everything together. So you're really buying into that Apple ecosystem, which is unlike the PCs. Really good support if you're really stupid and you break your computer. So Apple's really got a really good support, portal. You can actually, where to go. You basically have to go to the Apple Store. They can look at it. They can pull up your information, see what's wrong with it. Now, it might be more expensive, but there's a lot of positives to knowing where to go. You're not dealing with a whole bunch of different manufacturers, and there's not a lot of finger pointing, and that's one of the things you get when you're dealing with people like IBM or Microsoft or this or that, graphics cards, CPUs. You have all these different companies you're dealing with, and that's actually going to be a big minus when you go with a PC. With an Apple, you know what to do, but with a PC, you're going to have a lot of people telling you which direction to go, what is at fault, what is causing the issue. It's not their issue, it's someone else's issue. At the end of the day, you're going to have a support technician telling you what the problem is, but you may not know where to fix it. So that's why I think Apples are better when it comes to support. Macs last a really long time, and maybe not this long, but you get the drift. So what you're going to see, though, is you're going to see a lot of people using Macs a really long time. I think on average, they say it's like 7 to 8 years for a Mac, and it's only like 2 to 3 years on a PC. So what does that mean? That means you're going to see people using a lot of older phones and a lot of older computers. I mean, a lot of people are still using 2012, computers that are 8 or 9 years old, and you don't see that too often. And what that means is you're also going to see a lot of these older ones with all the ports and everything, and they're being used just perfectly well, just like they were many, many years ago. So at the end of the day, it might actually be cheaper to buy a Mac in the long run. Macs are less likely to get viruses. Now, this actually might be changing a little bit, but it still definitely is less likely than a PC. With PCs, there's so many more computers around the world, just so many more. There's a lot more attack vectors out there. I mean, you can always get a virus on a Mac. That you have to be very careful and things, we always tell people always be careful. But at the end of the day, there's a lot more capability of being attacked on a PC, and there's a lot more viruses out there. So it's something, if you buy a Mac, you give yourself just a touch more advantage there. You don't need to be Albert Einstein to work a Mac, so they're actually pretty easy to use overall, I think, more so than a PC. With Microsoft, they allow a lot of tinkering and things like that. So when you're, at the end of the day, if you're into programming or tinkering or hacking or whatever you want to do, a lot of different programs, thousands of different programs, manufacturers, graphics cards, things like that. If you like that, then maybe that's, PCs for you. But if you actually like easy, then definitely choose the Mac, because it is definitely easier in my eyes for sure. Time machine and backups on the cloud, and I don't mean this kind of a time machine. So basically, Time Machine makes it really easy to back up to an external drive, and it's just really a simple process without dealing with third-party software. Also, the cloud is super easy and you can sync all your devices, so just backing up your data in the cloud or via Time Machine is just super easy for beginners. That's why I like it. It's super easy to set up a new Mac with your old data, so when it's time to get a new Mac, you can go visit the Apple Store, and rest assured it's going to be very easy to get all your files moved over. On a PC, you have sometimes third-party software, third-party hard drives, everything else. With an Apple, it's a very easy process they've set up. All your data will be there when you want it on the new system, so just rest assured it's a very, very easy process. And the last reason Apple's good is it's going to give you some style, and I don't mean this kind of style. So if you actually take a look at a lot of the Apple products, there's just something about them. They're very stylish. They actually look really good, so if you're into that kind of stuff, I know PC people will hate this, but I'm just saying, Apple stuff, a lot of people like producers or music people or video editors all use Apple for some reason, so at the end of the day, you're kind of joining that club if you buy Apple. I'm not saying it's better or worse, I'm just saying if you want a little extra style, it's included. All right, so what did you think? Again, post some comments down there below. Just let me know what you're thinking. I always like to hear comments from people because everyone's got some good ideas out there. Those are the reasons I think. I mean, there's a lot of reasons out there. There's tons more, but I just wanted to say, if you're just getting into computers, if you can kind of afford, even a used Mac or something versus a PC, and you want to kind of, just do the basics, I think there's a lot of reasons why Macs are a good choice for those type of people, and why, it's easy to pick up in a lot of cases if you're just, just getting into it. So those are the 10 reasons I thought, but again, post comments down there. I want to hear what you guys have to say out there. That's kind of what this whole channel is about, is letting the community talk to me, because I'm just kind of getting discussions going and things like that. And I guess, as we can get more users on the Mac system and stuff, maybe there'll be different, there'll be more push to come out with hardware every, more often, I guess, or better updates every so often. So it helps everybody. Anyways, post some comments. You guys know my channel is about Apple, but I also do PC. I have a lot of PCs, and also everything in between, just doing hardware tests and stuff. I'm going to try to get into more just universal stuff as well. Little things like, dongles or hard drive speed tests and things like that. So check out the channel, subscribe if you can. Hopefully click the like button if you like it. Again, I'm not trying to change the world, just kind of, carving out a teeny little niche there. Talk to you soon. Peace.